Hi everyone, my name is Omowomi and you're very welcome to this YouTube channel. Something interesting just happened. At the time I was going to start recording, it started raining and it got really dark, and so I was going to get discouraged again and pack up my camera and just find something else to do. But I was like, I can't keep on giving excuses, so let me just start. And before then I'd prayed that, God, please let it be bright, let it be sunny, so that I can do this recording. But then I just decided to go on with the recording. It was dark, but I just said, let me just do something, so it's not like I'm leaving the channel empty. And so I just hit record now, and it's sunny, it's bright. Yay! Anyways, let me start. I've had quite a number of people reach out to me, and I've noticed quite a similarity in the questions that were being asked, and so I just decided to do a video on it and title it The Illusion of Permanence. And it's how that sometimes we get carried away by the decision we want to make, that we think it's going to be a permanent decision, and so we're unable to make temporary sacrifices just so that we can gain the bigger picture. I'm going to say this in 3 different lights so that we can understand where I'm coming from. So a young lady who is about 19 or 20 reached out on one of the videos saying that she's currently in a relationship after a few years of waiting, and now she doesn't want to lose this guy because he's a Christian guy. However, is asking that they have sex premaritally. He's not pushing, he's not forcing her, but then she doesn't want to lose him, and so she doesn't know what to do. And his birthday is coming up. She's thinking of a gift for him. I'm like, this is very interesting. First, you're very young. Secondly, you say you're in a Christian relationship. Third, this guy is very wise in that he's not pushing for it, but he has already asked. And so when I asked her further about how the relationship was like and how his previous relationships were, she talked about how that he had actually been sexually involved with the previous ladies, please, and he's actually repentant. He's not proud of what he has done. However, he's asking her now, and he's not pushing, he's not being forceful, which is actually the best way to get a lady. And so I just made her realize that she's actually been put in a very wrong situation, which is her having to choose between her relationship with God and her relationship with him. She's also being deceived in that this person is not forcing you, but he has put it in your mind that this relationship does not have boundaries, and so one day, if you don't decide now, you most likely fall into that temptation. And how that she's very precious. She's a young lady, she's a virgin, she's never been with any guy, and she is she's just an amazing lady because she's very purpose driven. She wants to do the right thing, which is wanting also to make her man happy, but not in this way, because that is very wrong. And so I just had to make her know that all of these things are actually very wrong, and you are being deceived. You're in the wrong relationship, I'm sorry to say, because this person is not repentant. He's going to make you fall with him, and who knows. Another thing, he's much older than her, so he knows what he's doing. I'm very certain of that. He's not being tempted. He's making a very wise decision on her. He's playing on her innocence, and that's what I can sense from this. Anyways, not to keep giving you or boring you with this story, what I'm trying to say here is that she's been faced with like the illusion of permanence, thinking that she will never have to be in any relationship again if she loses this guy, or that she will remain single forever. She can't afford to lose him because she had been waiting for years to actually be in a relationship. And so if she decides that, oh no, I am not going to do this and I can't continue this relationship, she may die single, which is very wrong. In fact, making this kind of decision, it helps you to know that you're actually preparing yourself in the right way. You are in fact already making the right decision. You're not elongating the wrong things, because if she continues to be in a relationship like this, then she's just in a wrong relationship for how long, or who knows when, or when the guy is going to say that, okay, I'm no longer interested since I have gotten what I want. So just make the decision now, because it's not going to be a permanent one. God loves you. He knows what is right for you. And if you know that marriage is in the plan of God for your life, then you don't have to do it the wrong way. God knows how to give you the right gift per time. So don't be under pressure to, want to hold on to a guy or want to hold on to the relationship because you don't want to lose him. And then you now lose your relationship with God because of him. I feel like even situations like this even make it very good, such that you are easily able to make a decision. Should I be in this relationship or not? Obviously not. So just get out of it and don't fall into that illusion of I will be single forever or I'll die single. The second one is for married people, and this is a pseudo situation because I don't want to go explicit on the stories, but there's a real life situation around it. So there's a husband and wife, and the husband has decided that he wants to pursue his education abroad and wants to go for his PhD, while his wife has like a thriving career. And right now both of them have thriving careers, they're doing well, and now he wants to go abroad. But you know how abroad goes. Sometimes you are required as the dependent not to work, and there's this situation of what will I be doing if I am not working or if I'm not earning. And then I already have a career that is going well, I am very respectable in this place, and I can see my trajectory, like it's very good. So I don't think I want to give up this because my husband is going here. And the husband also is like, I need to pursue my dreams. This is part of the vision of God for my life, and I have to pursue it. It's very important. And so the situation or the decision they made eventually was that the husband would go and just go and pursue his degree, while the wife continues with her career pursuance or whatever it is that they are doing or that she's doing. But one thing they have not thought of is this: you don't do PhD forever, neither do you do your career forever. If you decide now that, let's say that the wife decides to be with her husband or go with her husband, pause her career, he's going to do his PhD for a maximum of 5 years, and then they're both back on track to wherever they left off. Or if the husband says, I'm going to be patient till when my wife decides to go with me, I will continue working, and then we will still have our families together, and not the situation where the husband is chasing his own career and the wife is far apart, and then they are missing out on the beauty of having a family, living together, and all of the good things that you enjoy in marriage. There's another situation which is a spiritual angle to it, is that many times when we get married, we don't realize that we are entering into a new position. And so the big example is that when you get married as a woman, you become a wife to the man, and the meaning of being a wife to a person is that you have become a helpmate for him. And so one of the things that I shared with this lady or woman is, who is a wife? I'm not going to tell you what to do, but when you define who a wife is, does my decision match up to who I claim to be to this man? If I decide that I want to be apart from him for 5 years because I want to chase my career, am I being a suitable helpmate for him? And am I helping him to achieve God's vision for his life? And if I decide as a man to leave her and pursue my dream, am I being a protector? Am I being a provider for the family? And is our marriage really a marriage right now, or are we just in a glorified courtship period? So there's so many important things that you need to think of about how that, there's this thought of, if I follow my husband to go and do his PhD, I'm not going to be doing anything. But you're not really not doing anything, because it's a whole lot of work to be a wife. It's a whole lot of work to be a mom. There are a lot of things that you can do while supporting your husband. And asking God, what next? God, I have decided to make this very big sacrifice, and I would like you to help me to know what to do next, instead of just saying, no, I'm going to hold on to whatever it is I am doing, and I cannot afford to lose it. Because of this illusion of permanence, they thought that I am going to be not working till I die. And that's the lie of the enemy, because whatever it is your husband or wife is going to do is going to be for a temporal period. But if you make that decision not thinking of the big picture, you're going to lose out on so many things. And who knows, on probably the plan that God has for your family. And so that's really what I wanted to share with you about the illusion of permanence, on how that we are unable to make the right temporal decisions because you think that you are subjecting yourself to a life of eternal punishment or suffering or being lower in the eyes of the world. But there are so many other things to consider than what you want to hold on to, than just wanting to, just never lose anything, or want to have everything without losing everything. The final example that I think sums up everything that I have said is the story of Jesus, and it's in the book of Hebrews 12 verse 2 that says, "Looking to Jesus, the founder and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is seated at the right hand of the throne of God." And so we have a perfect example here, who is Jesus Christ, and he endured the cross, he endured suffering just because of the glory that had been set before him. And so I just want to encourage you to not see marriage as a situation, or life as a situation where you have to always enjoy everything part time. There are times that you have to make temporal sacrifices or even long sacrifices just for the glory that has been set before us, and that glory for us really is that we become more and more conformed to the image of Christ. And how can you possibly be conformed to the image of Christ if you don't sacrifice part time, if you don't sacrifice that thing that you really do love? There are so many examples that I can give. For example, in parenting, how that many people sacrifice the child just so they can achieve their own goals. They sacrifice friendship so they can achieve money. There are so many things that people sacrifice thinking that they are actually gaining a lot, but you are losing out on the real beauty of life, on the things that you really should be enjoying in life. So I hope that this video will help you to reflect on the decisions that you make part time, on how that, or just to reflect and examine if you are not falling into this illusion of permanence, such that you can make temporal sacrifices for the bigger picture. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope that you found it helpful. See you next time by God's grace. Bye bye.